Hey, it's Amy with Paper Moon Journals. I'm so happy to be here with you today and to be included as part of the Paper Stash Smash, co-hosted by Project 39 Mini Albums and Carolina's Crafts. I made so many things in March, and even though I'm super busy at work and I feel like I've dialed back what I'm making, I've dialed back the scale of the projects I'm making, and then the quantity seems to have exploded. And speaking of exploded, I made an explosion box inspired by Michelle Allen's creative operation. I made a couple huge junk journals, one that included smashing my stash. I did a bunch of folios and cards, all kinds of stuff. If you're not familiar with the Paper Stash Smash, it's a year-long collaboration with over a dozen channels where we focus on smashing our different paper pad collections to try to clear out and make room. I know we were chatting in the collaboration chat group about this, and one of the ladies mentioned that she and I also suffer from ROMO, which is it's fear of running out. What is it? FORO. Fear of running out. And I was like, yes, I definitely do that. I just finished using up like the last of my Cafe Parisienne papers and saw they were on sale and reordered more. I love those papers. I'm not sure I want to run out. I want to have an extra pad of everything that I like kept on hand. At least one extra. Yes, I'm a bit of a hoarder. So I just really love the paper collections. I've been trying to turn them into something that I then save to represent the paper collection instead of just keeping the paper itself. See, what else do I have going on? So we go through all the different things that I made in March, and then we go through some of the 12 by 12 paper pads and things that I'd like to use in April. I know we started with my Echo Park warehouse haul, which I had not even opened. So there's a bunch of 6x6 pads in there. I'll be ready for May. May would be the 6x6 pads. And then I have so many 12 by 12 pads under my crafting desk that I've pulled out and have set aside to work on projects. So I get some of those on top of my desk and share them with you, including some stuff from that Echo Park warehouse order. Of course, plenty of Graphic 45, my favorite. And so I think it'll be fun. I hope you'll stick around with me, and don't forget to check out the other collaborators' videos. There's a link in the description box to each one of their videos. You can also follow the playlist. And if you make anything inspired by these videos, please use the Smash Your Stash collaboration so that we can see what you made. I would really love to see what you make. All right, let's switch the view around to my desk and let's get a better look at my projects. Okay, I am way more comfortable with this view of my actions. So here we are with one of my most recent projects that I finished. It's actually, it's the 25th of March, the day that I'm working on this. And this weekend is the weekend the tutorial for this will go up. This is one that I made after the tutorial, where I just sat there without the burden of filming and used the exact same. I'd actually modified the instructions. So I used my modified instructions and gave them a trial run. The tutorial has PDF that's available in my Etsy shop for a few dollars, or at least it will by the time you see this video. So I made that one. I actually started March. March was 8x8 and 6x8 pads was our plan to smash. So I was using up this 8x8 pad, which was a partial that I had left over. And I even put in those beach photos. I said it'd be perfect for that trip to the beach, out to the coast. And that's what I did. I used my photos. I only had like 4 or 5 photos. It was perfect for that little folio. And then inspired by that, I then did a video where I did the folio using the Graphic 45 papers, Let It Be, and then also a combination of the Let It Be paper, and then I had a 6x8 pad of yellows, shades of yellow. I made tons of those little 3x3 cards. Later I'll bring in some 6x8 cards that I made, or 4x6, 6x8, 4x6 cards that I made. I'll bring those in later. But here's a quick look at the folios. There's the prototype here, and then the one that we made in the videos off to one side. They're pretty much the same. It's just a simplified version of a folio that I made back in the fall. I wanted to make it a little bit more beginner friendly. And it's essentially the same thing that I did with the nautical papers, but instead I used the Let It Be papers. Let me get something else. So the Winnie the Pooh, and I have lots of Winnie the Pooh plans for this month as well. Wait till you see all the Winnie the Pooh papers and things I had. I made this really huge junk journal. I'm gonna find room, not sure where to put it on my desk. Let me find room. So I made this huge junk journal. It's 200 pages, and I used some scrapbooking paper in there. Smashed my stash. I made like the little keychain and some magnets. Here's the folio that we made in the video. And then to the left is the one that I made after the video. I think maybe the one after the video came out a little better. I focused on the floral papers instead, and I really like how that came out. Here's a look at some of the cards that I made. I already gave one away. I can't remember to who. I think I must have made 4 of these. And I've been sticking good to my plans to use my dies more. The die was a little package that I actually bought for Christmas crafting. And then here's some of the cards that I made. I'm actually lucky enough to be on the design team for Sweet Pea Curiosities. And this Bee Digital is a Bee Ephemera, mixed media Bee Ephemera is a kit that I get as part of being on her design team. And I was so inspired. You can see I made a ton of projects using this digital kit, this digital ephemera kit, and just had so much fun. Also smashed some 6x8 papers and 8x8 papers in the card making. So you can see that the volume of what I made, and I've given out some of these cards as gifts to people already. Here's a folio that's similar to the Cafe Parisienne folio. I actually haven't shared it anywhere yet. It's the same project, just with different papers. And I think that's a lot of fun. You'll see that it's quite a bit different because this one had a lot of 4x6 journaling cards. You know, it had a bunch that were all just 4x6. So I made a little waterfall out of some of those and put one in a pocket. I added some pockets to this one, made it slightly different than the other one. But it's just to show you how you can take the same instructions, but when you use a different set of papers, that set of papers kind of inspires something different, like the belly band on this page. It's a bit more of a junk journal folio. I covered up a lot of the places where photos could go in here. I still think it's cute. It would be great for like a sleepover with grandma or some sort of a visit like that. A visit to the library storytelling photos. Could be a fun brag book. You know, I like to include them with journals. Maybe that's how I'll do it. And then here's the explosion box that was inspired by Michelle Allen. Here is the explosion box. I'll put a link in the description box to her tutorial. It was so great and inspiring. I couldn't wait. Like the night I saw her video, I couldn't wait until the next day to do it. I was tired after work and still I was so excited about this. The excitement gave me the energy from an otherwise tired after work day to make a couple of these little explosion boxes. I just have one here to share with you. It was this dragon scale binding system for the little mini album that goes in the center that really just lit my imagination on fire because I already had this paper collection and I wondered if the cut apart would be the right size, and it was. The cut apart from the Hip Hip Hooray 8-inch paper collection was perfect. It was 3 3/4 inches tall by 8 inches wide, exactly the piece that we wanted. Another project that I made using my Time to Flourish papers, which was on my hit list, was I made this mini library with 12 mini little junk journals, one for each month of the year, using the Time to Flourish 8x8 paper pad. And I think this is really cute. I think I'll be listing this in my Etsy shop. I need to go through and quality control, make sure nothing's glued into the pockets of each one of the months first. Ink up anything that needs inking and just make sure that everything's good to go, and then take some photos. I'm behind on listing things for my Etsy shop. Normally, see, here we go. Here's where something was glued. And I just need to make sure that everything's good. before it goes into the shop. So yeah, they all need a quality control check, photographs listed in the shop. I'm just been so busy. I barely have the energy to do stuff I like, and listing stuff in the shop is not my favorite. So normally I make myself a rule. I don't let myself share anything until after I've listed it for sale in the shop. But I haven't been holding to that at all. So I'm pretty sure come June, I will have a whole bunch of stuff that going into my shop that I hadn't listed. Probably some more explosion boxes, folios. And then here's another one I suggested that's a tutorial, actually, The Time to Flourish mini library. It's a tutorial on my channel. I used the same process and video thing. I had to go back, rewatch the video. It had been too long by the time my season to flourish papers came. And there's actually 4, one for each season. Our little mini album library box holds 4. That's perfect. It could actually hold up to 6. You could really smash them in there. But I wanted room for somebody to actually use these little books to add pictures and ephemera and things from their year. I think this could be really nice. It would make a great gift. I know Mother's Day is coming up. It could make a nice birthday gift. Of course, this is not listed in my shop. And the paper pad allows for me to make three of these little projects, because there's 3 of each sheet, as long as I had some leftovers from another project. So, that got me by. If you decorate and cover the boxes out of a different paper collection, then you'd be good. Here is my Echo Park order that I hadn't even opened yet. I'll be honest, I didn't even remember what I had ordered. I don't normally buy this kind of paper. I would normally only buy this much paper from Graphic 45, but the prices just couldn't be beat from the warehouse sale. I think these little pads were like $4 or $5, something super cheap. And so I just loaded up on a few of the themes that I thought it would be fun to make mini albums or cards, like baby boy, baby girl, wedding, some nice themes. And I love my Halloween papers. I'd totally forgotten. I'd picked up a couple Halloween pads. And there's some 12 by 12s in here. We'll get those out and we'll look at those. So cute. And then these wedding bells. It's unfortunate this isn't really the color for my wedding. Or I'd make an album and put my own wedding photos in it. I don't think our photos would go well with this. It was gold and silver was our wedding colors. So that sage, I think, would clash with the gold. But it makes someone a beautiful wedding album. It's got so many cool things in here. In case you haven't seen this, I'll get it out and we can take a look at it. The other thing was I got the mega bundle for the Winnie the Pooh, which when I get out my bundle of Pooh stuff that I have, you'll realize that I probably didn't need this bundle at all. This bundle could be hoarded and then I could use up everything else. I don't know. Like I'm an archivist or something for these papers. I don't think so. I don't normally do that except with the Graphic 45 papers, but I am a big fan of Winnie the Pooh. So here it is. And they're 2-sided papers. There's just one of each sheet. So I will have to choose wisely, make my decisions wisely. I just love all the different elements they had in there. I like the B-sides just as well. I like the old-fashioned car. This is a really sweet collection. The shoes, the rings. I think Echo Park might be growing on me. The other crafting influencers in the collaboration, we have our own chat group on Instagram, and they will, bring up certain great sales or paper collections, things that they're working on. I'll get some sneak peeks of what they have going on. And man, that is so inspiring. And yeah. I have stayed off the Echo Park website, though. I'm on their emails. I get a daily email now urging me to go over there. I've abandoned more shopping carts lately than I can count, but I did end up doing a big Graphic 45 clearance haul of 12 by 12 papers They had some that had just been marked down to 25% off that I hadn't bought, and I don't think it'll make to 50. Part of the paper collections were already gone, things like that. The other thing is this Winnie the Pooh mega bundle. So if you've never seen everything that comes in the mega bundle, you're about to see it now. And then I'll pull up my tub of all my other Winnie the Pooh. I have some by another company too that I must have gotten from scrapbooking.com. But let's go through the mega bundle first. It has so much stuff in here. It needed a whole separate bag to hold all the stuff. The dots, the chipboard, the stickers, the frames and tags, the puffy stickers, the solids that are two-sided solid papers, and then the main paper collection that comes with stickers in it. A whole sheet of like cardstock stickers. This paper collection is so cute. I actually have a scrapbook. I finished one that was on this channel. I promised a tutorial that I never did. And then I started a second project while I was waiting for a reorder of the papers, and then didn't finish the second project where I was trying to use up the scraps and make do with what I had, and then got bored with that. And then eventually the new papers came, everything got shoved aside to clean up. And then, there it sits, unfinished scrapbook. So here's what I already had of the main paper collection and solids still in the packet. I have a couple 6x6 pads. This one I'd planned on finishing smashing. I'm glad we'll be returning to the 6x6 pads in May, so I can get back to all the projects that I didn't do the first time. I think it was January, the first time we did the 6x6 pads. I also have this sticker book. It's got 2 sets of all the stickers. That's pretty cool. And then more bags of the little die cuts and cut aparts. I had some single sheets that I bought extra when I placed my order, and those are mostly what's sitting loose on top, or the single sheets for the cut aparts. I know that I like extra cut aparts, so whenever I order from scrapbooking.com, and then here's just the scraps from coordinating papers from when I was using it. Then I also have this pad by this other company. Let me make some room on the desk and we'll take a look at that. This other Reminisce, I want to say. I used it when I was making that giant scrapbook. Well, I used all of my stuff, but I used those on the covers. It had some really nice beautiful 6x6 cut aparts that I used on the cover. So let me get this shoved aside and make room, and we'll look at that other pad. I also had a few loose sheets that I bought when I bought this. There it is, Designs by Reminisce. And I had a few loose sheets of all the cut aparts that I bought when I made my order. And so that's what I used on the junk journal. I hadn't even opened this, didn't even have to open this to make that project. And then I still had like a whole page of cut aparts, at least a whole page left that I can use in another project. I'd like to make another Winnie the Pooh junk journal. And then this time maybe make it not quite so big. When I make them that big, they take me longer and then they cost more. So I'd like to make another one and then make it not quite as big so it won't take as long, and then I can keep the price down so that hopefully somebody maybe be more in reach for them. They are quite expensive, but I do include the free flat rate shipping with my orders, which sometimes can be as high as $30, depending on what it is that I'm shipping and how far away it's going. So yeah, free domestic shipping on most of my orders. The things under $100, it depends. It may or may not include free shipping. Sometimes I'm not sure I can work it into the price, and I hope they just bundle it together, It'll work out. This page was neat. The front of one side, the back of one side finishes the front of the other. I scooch that up so you can see it better. I don't know, when I'm shopping, I always hate that sticker shock, even though I know to expect it of the shipping cost. And so whenever possible, I just try to charge more and then include that potential. I assume it's going to be perhaps $20 of shipping. And then if it's more, I underestimated. And then if they bundle a few things together and I didn't have to pay shipping on a couple of them, then lucky me. Yeah, so aren't those papers cool? Some other papers that I got that I'm really excited about is this Raggedy Ann and Andy paper. This is actually my first order from Country Craft Creations. I went ahead and ordered both their Friends collection, that's the Raggedy Ann and Andy, and the Simple Stories collection from their website. That was really cool for me. I don't know how I've missed out on their website. I love that she makes some of her own papers and prints her own papers, like these Raggedy Ann and Andy. I love these. I'd already pulled this out to look at it, so while I'll be focusing on probably the 12 by 12 next month, we'll look at the 8 by 8s here, just in case you hadn't seen these. Maybe you, like me, are a little bit new to the Country Craft Creations and haven't seen these Raggedy Ann papers. They're so cute. So my plan is to make a Raggedy Ann and Andy junk journal, just like I did with the Winnie the Pooh, and then incorporate like a folio and different things, cards, pop-up elements, things like that made from the scrapbooking papers. So I can incorporate the beautiful top quality of the scrapbooking papers in with the other papers and printables and things that I use for junk journals. I'm really excited about it. I had so much fun with the Pooh. I really can't wait to make another Pooh one. But so I'd like to make another Pooh journal. I'd like to do the Raggedy Ann and Andy. I have a bunch of Graphic 45 pads, the new spring ones that I shared last month when I was supposed to be working on something else. And I was using my 12 by 12 of the Hip Hip Hooray and the Spring is in the Air paper collections by Graphic 45. So this is it. This is all I'll be sharing with you today. But trust, I must have 20 pads under my desk that I hope to work on next month. And if you're interested, check in with me. And on May 1st, we'll see what I did use and what I made in April, and we'll find out what my May plans are. As always, thank you so much for watching, and please have a wonderful day.